Hello and welcome, I'm Raziel, and so, let's say it's a bit late to the party, and we've all seen this new Loyalist standard bearer for Horus Heresy, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to give my 2 cents on this, and what I think, and here it goes. I saw this model, and I thought, you know what, this model is pointless. It is so pointless, in fact, that if you looked up the word pointless in the dictionary, you would find the definition of pointless, which is an avid description of this model. See, and it does to exasperate things, Games Workshop decides to paint it yellow in, the most useless of Legion colours, the Imperial Fists. Out of 20 Legions, they don't make the top 40 in how useful they are. They are that bad. Yeah, people say, what about the Siege of Terror? Yeah, we'll get to that in a second when I decide to talk about the Primarch, which is equally as useless and pointless as this model. So, the Imperial Fists are so pointless, in fact, that they only have 3 good things that have ever come out of them. The Crimson Fist, the Black Templars, and the Crusaders of Dawn. So when the Imperial Fists fought Orcs, they decided to really try their best and end up with a 0.1% survival rate. Yes, so they all died. When the Black Templars, they unlocked cheat codes and decided to fire a big cannon at the Orcs. The Crimson Fists went, you know what, we'll just go to hard mode and just blow up half of our own chapter. And the Crusaders of Dawn was just so embarrassed by having Dawn in their name that they just decided to go off and play with chaos. So, yes, so Imperial Fists are completely useless, as is their Primarch. Their Primarch is even worse. Their Primarch is so pointless and useless, but the Emperor went, you know what, don't you dare move, you're staying with me. You're not going out there to play with the other legions and the other Primarchs, you're staying here. I don't trust you, you just stand there and look pretty, and you're failing at doing that. Yes. Let's not forget, Rogal Dawn does happen to have a tank named after him, but that tank doesn't have a bottom, so the Imperial Guard had to literally flintstone that tank all the way across the battlefield while one of their buddies stands on top shouting pew 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 pew. And I know other people say, well, hey, what about he's the only Primarch to kill another Primarch. Yes, well, only killed half a Primarch because he killed Alpharius, not Omegon. And even then, you got to remember that Alpharius is a short ass, and so he was literally playing on easy mode and got the hell kicked out of him before he actually won. And that's it. So half a Primarch who was shorter than him, and it wasn't really an even fight. So he did, of course, fortify the Imperial Palace, and with his big, lovely additions, Pertuabo came around and went, nope, and took them away. And then buggered off, just to really rub it into Rogal Dawn. And that's not the first time that Pertuabo and the Iron Warriors decided to embarrass the Imperial Fists. There was, of course, the Iron Cage, where they just decided to trap them and just kick the hell out of them for giggles. And there was the 2 times in Hydra Caudatus. I mean, if you're going to beat them once, you just as well, in one place, you just well play another away game and beat them again. Yes, so when it comes to the Imperial Fist, absolutely pointless, as well as this model. Now, what makes this model pointless, you may ask? I just rattled on all about how pointless the Imperial Fists are. And, well, one, it's painted Imperial Fist colours, which straight away makes it pointless. But what really, really does exaggerate the pointlessness of this model is, of course, the new plastic command squad, which we had last year. Okay, it's not quite new, but, it is new enough for that. So, basically, you can pay either up to about £27.50 for a single box for the single standard bearer, as is, or you could buy, I think it's like 30 quid, 32 quid, for the command squad, where you get another standard bearer with a choice of standards and 4 other men. So, you can have 5 men for about £2.50 more, or you could just say, I want to pay 10% less and just get one model. So the fact that it exists, the command squad existing on its own, means that the whole point of this standard bearer is useless. Does it look good? Yes, of course it looks good. Why wouldn't it? It's a nice model. It's forged wood resin. Yeah, well, that's another thing. Think about it. It's forged wood resin when you could just make it out of plastic and actually get the plastic ones, which are better quality anyway than forged resin, and have better models. Oh, you get choices as well. You can either have the choice of Mark III or Mark VI armour. And even the Mark VI armour has the very pretty helmet and not the beaky ones. So there's that as well. And like I said, you've got the choice of banners, and choice of weapons as well. You're not just stuck with whatever choices this model gives you. You have lots of choice of weapons, swords, shields, big guns, and everything else in between. And should you want to kit bash plastic, it's so much easier, and you can also kit bash them as well. So you even get a commander in that box as well. Well, you have to, because you've got to buy, you get 5 and there's only 4 in a command squad, so you make 1 a commander or a console, whatever. So that also means that to use this model fairly on the battlefield, you do actually have to buy more models to go with it. So you can buy 5 already in one box, or spend less and get 1 and then have to pay more for the rest. So yeah, there is absolutely 0 point to this model. And there you go. Though that's my little video on this model. It's not worth it. It's just pointless. It is an absolutely pointless model. And it's a bit daft that Games Workshop would even think that people needed this. I know I was going to say that, maybe I do understand how some models can be artisanal models, models that you just build and paint because they look damn pretty. And I get that. There are plenty of models which I have got just basic on aesthetics alone, although I do tend to build an army around it, or that it comes part of a posse box for Wildest Exodus. So I've actually got something I can play with to begin with. It's not even good enough for an artisanal model, because once again, you actually have the good ones already for Forge World, which actually have Legion colours and Legion markings, and which look better. And you've got the plastic ones, which once again look better. So artisanal, it has no point. Actually using it or getting it for a squad, no point. It's just a pointless model. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a lovely, lovely day, and I'll see you all in the next one. If you wish to save money on your wargaming, with up to 20% off, there's Wayland Games down below, and they have free delivery after £20, and they have a point system which kind of works out as an extra 1%. It's all kind of gravy and cool. There's Forbidden Planet for comics, DVDs, books, and toys and plushies and everything else that everyone else loves. There's my merchandise, t-shirts, cups, etc. And there is Skyforge. Never forget Skyforge. Good friend of mine. Let's get my back Google algorithm. And finally, Patreon, because business. Bye-bye.